Oh, hello, hello, and I am here live. Yes, hello, everyone. It is great to see you. Oh, I'm just checking notifications. Oh, it says I'm live. Again, I always like to double check, given I'm as I often say, a one-man band here.
So what's new?
So let's see.
Just checking.
Oh, perfect. I just have to make sure volume and everything is okay. So, hello, everyone. It is wonderful to see you all. Thank you so much for joining me today, and happy Tuesday. Yes, and my sister is here. Hello, hello. This is wonderful. Isn't it great? She lives about 3 hours away, so we don't really get to see each other very much, especially, oh, yes, it's very cold. Absolutely. So isn't it wonderful when technology can bring us together, even if it's from Diane's in Ohio, very cold there. Yes. Oh, let me turn this down even more. Yes, it is very cold, I think, everywhere. So yes, let's wonderful. And again, just stay inside and sew. We can certainly organize our sewing space. We've been featuring some organizational tips and tricks all month. So I am back again live here in the Janome Sewing Machines Facebook page and Janome Canada Facebook page, as well as Janome America's YouTube channel and Janome Canada's Janome HQ, Janome Headquarters YouTube. So yes, my name is Michael Smith and I am the National Education Manager of Janome Canada, and I'm very happy to be back again to share more Janome love with you all. Oh, from Australia, I wish. It's nice and hot there. I would love to go. Please tell them your Janome Australia dealer, you would love Michael to come and visit, especially anytime over the next couple of months would be wonderful. So thank you, everyone. Oh, and Susan's from Florida. Hello, hello. I hope it's nice and warm and sunny there. So, oh, and Linda is in Yellowknife. Oh my, it must be very cold there. But again, regardless of the weather, let's just stay inside and sew. And today I'm going to share with you some little tips and tricks. Let me flip around my camera to share with you again how we can try to stay organized, because there is so much. Oops, there we go. There is so much. Again, now, typically, regardless of whatever Janome sewing machine we have, like the fabulous CM17, oh my gosh, I've lost count. I think it comes with like 33 presser feet. Comes with a lot, and even our most basic machines come with a handful of presser feet. Now, there's a lot of times where the machine has storage, maybe up top, or, a number of our Janome machines, boom, come with a beautiful accessory case, as I'll get into in just a minute. So where can we store all of these presser feet? Now, again, a lot of our machines come with presser feet already, but other there's so many more feet with Janome. All of them have a specific purpose. So check with your Janome dealer wherever they are in the world. So things like this ribbon sequin foot, for example, for 9mm, like for my CM17, but it's also available in 7mm as well. It's the RS foot. So we can purchase this from our Janome dealer, and you'll see there's various guides in this foot. So if you're sewing on a row of sequins, for example, this foot definitely makes it very easy. Snap-on foot. So it's important to get the correct one, again, for the size of your machine. And just as a little tip, when we're loading our row of sequins in here, I always think of like a cat or dog, with their fur. We want the fur to go down. We want the row of sequins because they're one on top of another. So we want to make sure as we load this into the ribbon sequin foot, we want to make sure that the sequins are going down on top of each other. If we feed it this way, you see how automatically the sequins are going to want to flip back. So we don't want that. We want to make sure they're down as if we're like petting the cat or the dog. So the cool thing is with this ribbon sequin foot and any of our Janome presser feet, they come in a blister pack like this, or then there's like some new packaging as well, the new cardboard, but blister pack here, so they hang on the dealer shelf. But the cardboard, the plastic isn't so important. We can get rid of that. It's quite bulky, but here, the back of the blister pack cardboard, or some of them like this, since Janome is Japanese, it opens from left to right. when I first started with Janome, I was trying to open it like this, like a book. But no, it's Japanese, so it's left to right. Like, look at all that information in there. So if we need to use this foot, again, there's the various guides and how to adjust it. All this information is here. So this is very valuable. We do not want to dispense of this, so we keep that. Now, many of our machines, again, as we get in more sophisticated, here, like the CM17, we have our home button and our sewing applications mode. Now, this definitely makes things easiest for us when we're getting into adjusting our machine for things like, again, sewing applications mode is basically the machine saying, well, what do you want to do? So when I go into our top of the line machines here, like Skyline S9 and MemoryCraft 15,000 previously had this plus presser foot icon. And you'll see, here's a lot of these specialty presser feet, including the ribbons and sequins foot. I click on that and boom, I already have a lot of these presets based on the width of the various guides in our foot. So in this case, I measured my little row of sequins, and this is the setting. The width of the zigzag stitch suggested for 5 to 6 millimeter wide. This could be a trim, a ribbon, or again, a row of sequins. We just measure very quickly. In this case, it's in inches. My little Janome ruler here is about 1/4 of an inch. Well, when I do the conversion in my phone for, from millimeters to inches, it says 1/4 of an inch is about 6.5. So here on my machine, the default is set to a 5, but then I can always go in and refine it. So I can turn this up to 6.5, the width of my zigzag. I can also adjust. This is the preset suggested stitch length of 1.5, but I can always increase that as well. So there's a lot we can do with these presets here in our sewing applications mode to then, in this case, sew down our row of sequins. And I'll just do this very quickly. So we do this little test sample first to see what it looks like. And you'll see by using the guides here in my ribbons and sequins foot, like it just sews down perfectly. So simple, so quick to do. Boom, we drag this through. Boom. Now, there we go. Now, again, when you match your sequins, your thread to your sequins, you barely even see them. And then you can go back in with your stiletto or your seam ripper, and you can help kind of tuck this thread behind your sequin. So there, like you tuck your thread behind your sequins so you don't even see it. So it works really, really good. So again, when we've got sewing applications, we don't really need to worry as much about all this information here on the blister pack, like things to adjust our machine, for example. All of this information of the width of our zigzag and when we're going to use it, that's all built into the sewing applications. But what if we don't have sewing applications? Or again, here's more with the diagrams even. So we want to save this information. So little tips and tricks. When we are going to again, save all of our presser feet. So many of our Janome machines, let's start up here, maybe have storage on the top of your machine. They either have compartments that are molded to your foot. They just slide in. That's super simple. Here on the CM17, these little spaces, I call it the garage. So when I have my commonly used feet, I keep them here, very accessible. I like to stack things like here with my dual AccuFeed Flex foot holder, all the various feet, the ditch quilting foot, the SD foot, or the 1/4 inch foot with the guide. I stack them all here with this foot holder. Boom. There's my embroidery foot if I need, my regular A foot. These are my satin stitch feet that I use all the time, my F2 and F foot that come with the machine. So I keep them up here all the time. Any foot with a guide, like my 1/4 of an inch O foot or my M foot, the overcast over edge foot, these come with the machine. Again, the ditch quilting foot, the S foot, Or the regular one does not come with the machine, but I keep it up here. The G foot comes with the machine, the blind hem foot. I keep that all up here in the garage, neatly stacked. Now, we do have to be careful, again, when we're stacking up here in particular thread. We don't want our plethora of machine feet to get into the way of the thread. So be careful to keep the garage neat. But there, like my zipper foot, for example, my E foot, I can just tuck it up here. So we've got a lot of room in a lot of our Janome machines up top. But again, a number of our machines come with these beautiful accessory boxes. So you can go on our respective websites, Janome Canada or Janome.com in America, and you'll see this one came with my fabulous CM17, but it is available separately. It is very similar to the accessory case that came with our MemoryCraft 15,000, and which is also available, or double check to see in your respective Janome dealers and your respective Janome warehouses if the MemoryCraft 15,000 accessory case is still available. It was in more of a vinyl-y, shiny black faux leather. And then we also have the light blue robin's egg blue Skyline accessory kit that is the same. It's all for 9mm feet. And yeah, the black accessory case is very stylish. Again, we've got one in light blue as well that matched the original Skyline machine. So double check with your Janome dealer, and they can see what is in the respective, Janome warehouses in Canada and in the US. But in these 9mm accessory cases, again, there's room up here. For example, like the cloth guide could fit in here, or you can have some of your other pressure feet or some of your blister pack information. They come with, again, all these molded accessory compartments. So here for the Continental M17, again, almost all of these, the STD foot is the straight stitch AccuFeed Flex foot. It does not come with the machine, but there is this molded compartment for it. So that additional presser foot, there's room for it already. Lots of room here for presser feet that included in the machine, or here there is room for, like the AP applique foot, and the H is the three-way cording foot. The I is the, the I was the piping foot. And then the L2, I'd have to refresh my memory on that. The U foot is the ultra glide foot. So all of that, the FB, the border glide foot, there's room for all of that. Room for their cases of needles. So there's room from additional presser feet, some of the specialty presser feet, including those, again, that come with your machine here. They all just come in beautifully. So then the cool thing about this Continental M17 accessory case is there's room for the optic magnifiers, room for our extra needle plates, room for things like, yes, that fabulous HP foot, high performance foot, or then this is the HP 2 foot, if I can get it out here with one hand. This was the HP 2 foot, that AccuFeed Flex HP foot. So room for it here. So if you have a 15,000, for example, your tray 2 looks very different, but you could purchase this accessory case just to get this tray in order for these additional accessories like that QR ruler foot, for example. So again, this is the Continental M17 accessory case. Specifically, this tray number 2 is different than the other 9mm accessory cases. So you've got to clarify with your Janome dealer which one you would like. But there's room here, again, for things like bigger items like the buttonhole foot, and then things like, our spool caps and our vial of cleaner for our bobbin holders. So all of that is there. Even this little pocket, see my button shank plate, which we always need to then, again, raise our presser foot when we're going to sew on a button, or this also helps keep our presser foot level. This can just slide into this little pocket here. So there is way more room in the accessory cases than most people realize. So do double check what your Janome dealer has in stock, or again, they could always order them for you. We also have a smaller frosted plastic accessory case that comes with Continental M7, for example, comes with 9450, I believe, 9480. So double check with your Janome dealer what they have with these beautiful Janome accessory cases. But we can also do other things. Let me put down my camera here. As usual, I have lots to show. So when I'm doing my little samples here, because I have so many presser feet, and because I travel a lot, what I love to do is I put the extra foot. Here's my little sample of the ribbon sequence foot. Here's some ribbon, some different stitches I can use with it. Again, we don't need to keep the plastic portion. That just takes up room. But we need to keep this cardboard. So what I love doing, and here's my little bag of some ribbons and some sequins that I can use for this foot. I keep all this information here in this beautiful red binder, because you know Janome's color is red, of course. So I label it Janome Presser Feet as well as Janome Bulletins, which we get on the Janome global site. That is a great resource of information for more presser foot info, especially as they come out, new ones. So in this binder, I have things like the Janome accessory catalog, which you can print out from janome.com, janome.ca, and yes, look at all the information about the various, like the Ultra Glide needle plate, the HD ruler foot, and we can see based on the categories what foot comes available for our machine. So I can put my accessory catalog here in the binder. Things like our needle guide, very important that we can, again, get this off of janome.ca, janome.com. Here, information about my CM17, we can print off, go onto our respective websites, and you print off the feature sheets of your machine. More information here at your fingertips. You keep it all together. But here, things like, yes, the various extra additional presser feet. Here is a Janome bulletin of the new left bi-level foot. This is just coming out. We just ordered it in Canada. It's not here yet, but we'll let you know when it's here in Canada at least. So here's the information. It's for 9mm machines. There's the part number, little tips and tricks how to use that foot. Now here was the original bi-level foot that is for the right-hand side orientation. So here I have paper clipped. There is my foot. There is my blister pack information, which I've actually photocopied. We don't have to save the cardboard necessarily, but we just photocopy it, make a copy of it. And I even have a little stitch out here. So these page protectors are great. With the blister pack information, there's my little sample. There is my foot. It's labeled bi-level foot. Now, the border guide foot I've demoed so many times. It was a bulletin, again, available on the Janome Global site. It gives you information, part numbers. There I've labeled it. Now, there is the cardboard. I've also made a backup copy, again, on my photocopier. And there's my little stitch out of what this border guide foot can do. And then I've just clipped the border guide foot here with the blister pack. So all the information I need. The beading feet, here they are, wide groove and narrow groove. And there's my little sample. There is the photocopy front and back. So I know these are for 9mm. Because sometimes we have various machines, maybe a 9mm and a 7mm machine. So it's good to keep them separated. Here's a bulletin on that HD roller foot, for example. So we can go through and keep everything, again, in these page protectors, our lap seam foot. Here is my foot in the blister pack. Here is my little sample, what it does. So things like, this I already have here, labeled. And we just get these little sticky labels, easily from the discount store, from the office supply store, same with your binder. These little page protectors, they're so easy to pick up everywhere. So I've labeled it ribbons and sequin foot. So then what I can do is put in my little sample and my little foot in this page protector. Ooh, sometimes they stick together so much. So we just put this in here and boom, like how simple is that? So we just keep it all together and then there is my foot. And then again, oh, I want to save the cardboard. Very important, my cardboard. So everything is there together. My ribbons and sequins foot. Boom. So it's all together in my little binder. All the information about our embroidery machine, whatever you need, it's all in your binder. You can have multiple binders, all kept on your sewing table or in your bookshelf near your machine. So that is one way to store them all. So another convenient way, I'll just move this out of the way and bring in more. Now, I showed these cute little baskets here in a previous presentation, these cute little felt baskets that we make in our Janome embroidery machine. They are a free file that you can download from janome.ca, janome.com in the Inspire tab. These cute little baskets that you can label. Again, for my clips, they work out wonderfully. But did you know, with these cute little bags, again, we go on to the Inspire tab, and let me just quickly change into my embroidery mode, because with our embroidery machine, we can again bring in that file. Here is our little bag. Oh, and my machine is going to move, so I got to clear everything off the carriage before it all moves. So there we go. So then here is our little basket. But we can go into the editing function and we could even change our hoop size if need be. So here on my CM17, I'm changing to that big RE46D hoop, that big 11 by 18.1 hoop. So here is my little basket. But with the editing capabilities, we can increase the size from 100 up to 120%. So that makes it bigger. I can also go into the editing and flip this and move it. So then I can copy it and stitch out two to make it really fast. And the cool thing is, instead of this cute little basket, we now have this bigger basket. Do you see? It is 20% bigger. Well, this basket fits these blister packs perfectly. So in this case, I have for my pin tuck cord guides and my wide groove pin tuck foot, my narrow groove pin tuck foot. Here's my little sample of my pin tucks, again, narrow and wide, and then corded, we can see on the back, using a twin needle. And then here is a pack with my twin needle, a pack of needles with that twin needle. And then even I had some extra cording, which I used to make these corded pin tucks. That's when we use these pin tuck cording guides. And again, these are available for other machines as well, not just 9mm. So double check with your Janome dealer to get the correct ones for your machine. But again, all of this, everything we need to make pin tucks, including corded pin tucks. Again, in our little sample here, we just fold up. So everything we need can fit in this basket beautifully. And we set this next to our machine, set it on our shelf in our cupboard. Or again, here's another basket that I had. Oh, even these bulky items like this 1/4-inch ruler foot, or the bobbin holder, low tension blue dot bobbin holder, the 8-gram bobbin holder we recommend when we're doing ruler quilting, free motion quilting, even the straight stitch needle plate that we also recommend for ruler quilting and free motion quilting. And then, yes, I have clipped here a package of the Janome size 14 purple tip needle with that flared cobra head that we also recommend for ruler quilting and free motion quilting. It helps eliminate skip stitches, helps eliminate any of that backlash and bird's nest on the back. So this, we keep all the items whenever I'm going to do ruler quilting or, again, free motion quilting. Low tension blue dot bobbin holder for my machine, the ruler foot, the purple tip needle, straight stitch needle plate, all within that basket. Again, a free basket on janome.ca, janome.com. And again, I just made it 20% bigger with the editing functions built into the machine. So it holds the blister packs beautifully. Now, as another thing that's perfectly crafty, how about this? I can't find that small basket design. If you go into janome.com or janome.ca, you go to the Inspire tab and you start typing in the search box. It's in the projects section. You click projects and then you start typing in felt basket and it'll just pop up automatically. It was ultimately created with the AccuSketch app. It's very cool. So here, how about this? You take a bulletin board and I spray painted it and then I covered it with some batting scraps that I had together, zigzag them all together, covered it with some batting and some fabric. And then here I made these cute little samples. Again, the applique foot, the AP applique foot. Here is the blister pack hung up. And again, just with pins. Use some decorative little ribbon that you have. This cute little tape measure ribbon was from like a Moda charm pack. So I save everything. But you decorate your bulletin board. So here is your blister pack with your presser foot. Here is your little sample of what the AP applique foot does and using some various applique stitches. And then over here is the border guide foot, which again, I have demoed many times, and we would have a sample of that. Oh, in which case I realized I mixed these up. There we go. Should be the binder foot and the border guide foot. That makes more sense. So see, you can tell instantly if something is out of place. The binder foot here, the W foot, does this beautiful job. This is called a Hong Kong finish of binding one edge of fabric. So you sew your seam and each of these seam allowances are bound with this binder foot. We use bias tape, we can curve it, make our own bias. It's so simple. Here's border guide foot, rows and rows and rows of parallel decorative stitches. Free motion couching foot. Again, there is my sample. There is the foot of what it does. So it's like this little three-way cording foot, some various cords used, the cording foot. All the information you need is right there. So, oh yes, Tara says, warning, once you start making the felt baskets, you will keep making them. I finished basket number 20 yesterday. Oh, that is so awesome. Yes, they are so fun. I agree. They are so addicting. So that is another option. So again, just a bulletin board that you can hang up on your wall, all your presser feet hung there with a little sample. I think it's great to have the little sample. So then you know what that foot does. Now this, if you've been following me personally on our Janome Canada social media, this, I started this sampler, in the start of COVID is when I started Instagram lives, and I called it the A to Z with Janome. Now, those Instagram lives are on the Janome HQ YouTube channel. Now, they're Instagram presentations, so they're tall and skinny, but you can see me demo. Here's the A, applique foot. And again, my little demo here of my applique foot. So I've created this whole quilt sampler, and I could pin my AP applique foot here. As you'll see, I still haven't quilted it yet. But yes, there's like B for buttonhole foot, and I would hang the button foot there. So when I get down to like P for piping, for example, here's a sample of what the piping foot does, and it was the I foot. And then here is my piping foot. There's now the narrow piping foot here. all the way down to, oh yes, the Ultra Glide. Ooh. All the way down to, again, the Ultra Glide foot. There's some vinyl there, some leather, the Ultra Glide foot, and then even the Ultra Glide needle plate that's available for 9mm machines. Again, so we could make this whole sampler, quilt sampler, hang it up in our room, and then again, we could just pin our various pressure feet. I did another sampler. So that was the A to Z with Janome series. And again, it's on the Janome HQ YouTube channel. The presentations are tall and skinny, but you can still see me demo all of this, like the zipper foot, piping foot, cording foot. You can see me demo all of that. Now, I did another Instagram series also on Janome HQ YouTube called Janome's Awesome Accessory Countdown. So our ribbon sewing guide, for example, here is the ribbon sewing guide. It works with almost every Janome machine. Here's some examples of sewing down some ribbon that I either created myself or that, again, are purchased. We have like that grosgrain ribbon we can decorate. And it's just a perfect guide. So all of our stitching is beautiful. Again, more free motion couching. I did some, in that awesome accessory countdown, I did some serger demos as well of some of the specialty presser feet. So whatever the specialty presser foot is, like, oh, I had a ruffler foot sample. That, again, there is my ruffler foot, and then there is my blister pack. I could hang the ruffler foot next to that ruffler sampler. So we can make this little sampler and hang it up in our sewing room so we can see exactly what we have, all the presser feet that we have, and we have all the info. Again, the plastic can easily, again, mine is, they're broken and bent, but we need to save that cardboard for sure. So that's why specifically I love the binder, or then I love here hanging up the blister packs, whatever we can on the bulletin board. And then that way, again, the plastic doesn't break as much. Now, even very quickly too, here is my little cabinet. I love these metal cabinets. Now, typically this is for tools, but my tools are, ooh, I use this for my embroidery thread. These are my tools. I don't need wrenches or anything like that. Those I have separately in my house, but this is what I use. But you see down here, I have little clips, magnetic clips, and then boom, we can hang our blister pack from anything metal as well. So think of all your vertical surfaces to hang all of your presser feet, or specifically, again, I love that bulletin board. So I'm going to finish that as well and hang it up in my sewing room because, again, I've got so many Janome presser feet. We can never have enough. So those, again, in a whirlwind, are some quick little easy things you can do to help you stay a little more organized, especially, again, if you've got a 9mm and a 7mm Janome machine. You definitely want to keep your presser feet separate. So the binder and the little bulletin board and things will definitely help make it easier. And again, make sure to double check the Janome HQ YouTube channel for lots of presser foot demos. Check out Janome America's YouTube channel. Our Janome Life blog is another great resource for presser foot demos, little tips and tricks. So thank you, everyone, so much for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye.